Hello, everybody. It's been a minute. Uh, man, I did not expect that I would be doing anything with this channel for the last 2 months, and I took a bit of a longer hiatus than I was definitely used to. This video is not gonna be extremely well edited, just to let you guys know. I just wanted to catch people up on what has been going on in my life, and generally speaking, why I haven't been uploading any videos. Because for the last 2 months, I have basically, completely disappeared, besides the minor update about me losing my job. So one of the reasons that I'm not recording Minecraft right now is because I just needed a game in the background for me to be able to, talk about stuff. So yeah, we're gonna play a little bit of Forza while we're doing stuff. So that's my plan right now. So the first thing that I want to talk about is what's been happening for the last 2 months. The last 2 months have been, well, not exactly ideal. I lost my job about 2 months ago, and it was a really big hit to my mental state, and I, generally speaking, was having a very hard time coping with, a lot of the stuff that was going on. And it really hit me hard, and I ended up going into a spiral where I just needed time to, readjust. And I think that it was a very good choice on my part to try to step back and generally find a better meaning for my life. When I lost my job, I'm not going to get into the specifics because I think that's a little bit more personal than I'd like to talk about. Um, I definitely was very stressed out, but at the first point, my first interaction was I should definitely start looking again because I know that I am capable of quite a lot when it comes down to doing things that I'm good at. So the good news is that I do have another job, and I actually start tomorrow. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's a job that is a lot more into my expertise and things that I've done, um, in my life. I was in high school robotics, uh, specifically FRC, in high school for 4 years, and I really enjoyed that. And my previous job was in customer service. I enjoyed doing that a lot. I cared a lot about, giving people satisfaction, especially, you know, in an environment where it felt like I was doing good for people. But the one thing about customer service jobs is that they are very much draining. And the part-time schedule was definitely digging into my, energy a lot, and it felt like every single time I tried to make improvements, it felt very difficult for me to understand, what was going wrong. Then when I got fired, I started looking at jobs, and I got a tip off from one of my friends, and he was working at this new uh, electrician's manufacturer, which I won't state exactly what it is because that's also a little bit more personal. Um, I got hired basically instantaneously, and I start tomorrow. My employee orientation is tomorrow, and I'm really excited about it. I'm like genuinely really excited about it, but it is also a little bit stressful because it is more of a full-time job. So yeah, I think one thing that I do mainly want to talk about in this video is what's gonna happen to the channel, and also what happened to the Discord server. For those of you that were, a little bit more, interested in the ride videos and everything else, you guys would know that I would have a Discord channel where I would upload stuff. And I had one for a little bit, and then I eventually deleted it because, well, bots were taking it over. I had a lot of issues with, moderation, and that was kind of partially on my bad as well for not getting moderators, like, maybe enlisting my friend Grim, or, doing anything else like that. So sorry, Grim, I probably should have done that sooner. But honestly, at the same point, I was not using it a lot, so I just decided to delete it. And if any of you guys were wondering where it went, then yeah, that's what happened. On the topic of the ride videos, on the topic of Imagine Fun, I don't know if I'm going to do the DCA project. Personally, it is going to be a lot of energy for me to be able to do. I love Imagine Fun. I've supported them so much. I've given them a lot of my money, and it's a project that I extremely am interested in when it comes down to, uh, the happiness that I feel as, as an adult, and being able to come back to a state of mind where like I'm able to enjoy myself a lot and not have to worry about the stresses of the world. I just don't know if that kind of content is what I originally want to do. The thing is that I very much enjoyed doing the Imagine Fun stuff. I don't know if I will continue doing it from this standpoint forward, because I do have a full-time job now, and I'm going to be, doing a lot more stuff recently. I haven't logged on to Imagine Fun for, like, consistently for, like, maybe about 2 months, and, with that being said, like, I didn't have any expectations when coming in to make the Imagine Fun videos, and generally speaking, like any restrictions in terms of what I could create content for. Like, I basically just worked with Slinks directly and made some videos and stuff like that. And, they didn't, say that there were any time restrictions or anything. Like, I wasn't time sensitive. It was just something that I could work on for fun, and, it definitely worked out. I uploaded 2 videos to Imagine Fun, and they seemed to do pretty decently. And the thing is that as much as I enjoy doing that content, I don't know if editing is something that I would persist a ton to do consistently, because it was very draining when I was doing it. I was always striving for perfection when it came down to creating these videos, and generally speaking, like, I had a very hard time grappling with that. So it was not very easy. But I think one thing that I look back now is that that was an experience where I had a lot of fun um doing something that was a little bit out of my comfort zone. And through it I've learned a lot and been able to, sharpen my skills a lot more. It made me feel extremely satisfied with being able to do something in a creative outlet, because I was a dropout for art school. I went to community college, and I studied in the arts, and I originally wanted to become an Imagineer. And looking back on that now, it's like, wow, I could not do that kind of work, because I don't like people telling me what to do, um, especially in my own creative avenues. And it was something that I was very happy to do, because I was able to combine not only my graphic design skills, but I was also able to combine being able to make, content that I was actually really happy about. And the thing is like, while I did enjoy that, a lot of it felt like I was pressured. Well, I know nobody was pressuring me, but a lot of the time it felt like I was, you know, pressuring myself to do more and more and more and more, and just like do projects that felt like, they had a lot more depth to them than they actually needed to have. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't regret a single bit of doing any of that content. Like, doing that was so much fun, and I would definitely go back and do it again. But I think for the moment, in terms of what I want to do for content creation, I might honestly go back to doing Twitch streams at some point. Not right now, not this instant, and the future of this channel might change based on that, because if you guys are still interested in watching me as a creator, I would definitely be interested in creating more, but I don't think that the Imagine Fun content is going to become a consistent theme on this channel any longer, and I hope that doesn't make people angry. Now, that is more of a personal choice, and I understand if you're on this channel more or less for, the the content that existed. And the thing is that I've been having a lot of fun playing with my friends, and be able to enjoy those experiences as of recently. Recently, I've been playing a multiplayer mod on Deltarune with my friends, and it has been amazing. I've enjoyed so much about it, and it generally just gives me so much joy to do so. Playing with my friends, while they aren't content creators, is something that I, generally speaking, have had a lot of time to appreciate. And since I've been struggling so much this year with, setbacks with my job and trying to find meaning, especially since, a lot of people in my current generation are struggling from the same thing, is finding meaning, and also dealing with, mental health issues, and struggling with, the entirety of the world right now. Obviously, I'm not going to get political, but, if you're in Gen Z, you definitely understand what's going on currently. For the most part, I think the future of this channel, I'm not going to upload for a little bit. I definitely want some time to get adjusted to my new job at firsthand, but if you guys are interested in wanting to see, streaming content from me, and because I have had experience with Twitch streaming in the past. When I was in high school, I was an affiliate, and I would love to, do that more often. And it would also take some stress off my back to doing video editing. Like, I might do video highlights occasionally, and I might not put a ton of effort into the editing, but if you guys are interested in seeing that sort of thing, then yeah, that might be something that I do. Obviously, the schedule of my streaming would be, probably weekends and at a time where I felt like that wouldn't inhibit time between my friends and also my girlfriend, because, yeah, I definitely want to have time for people that I love and appreciate, and that's something that I am extremely happy about. Now, the one big thing that I had a big issue with in high school with streaming is I definitely tried to focus a lot on trying to make it something that was affordable or something that I could turn into a career, but I've realized now that definitely that's not easy. I've seen a lot of people in my life who have tried to go down the streaming path and definitely had a much harder time trying to do that. And I will say it's not easy, and I definitely understand it. I definitely enjoyed streaming for a very long time. I was a pretty consistent War Thunder player, and one of the reasons why I have over 2,500 hours in that game. I don't play it anymore, because oh my god, my mental health was so bad when I played it, and I generally speaking was it was terrible. I don't want to go back to doing that ever again. But streaming with my friends, playing Deadlock, playing other games, maybe Roblox games, stuff like that. That is stuff that I would be interested in doing, and if it was like for 2-hour streams at a time or like 3-hour streams, like just whenever I had time to do it, that would be something that I would be interested in doing, and maybe making stream highlights out of it as well. One of my friends, Jacksteer, he's an editor. He works for VTubers and a few other things, and generally speaking, like, has been a huge inspiration for a lot of content creation, and generally speaking, like, puts together a ton of like creative events that we all get to participate in, despite not only our chaotic D&D sessions, also like he's planning a Deadlock Jeopardy, like tons of stuff. And generally speaking, he's like the Basil of the group without the mental trauma of if you guys know Omori. Anyways, but he's basically the person that takes record and records everything for our friend group, and is somebody I deeply am inspired by when it comes down to, creating fun content, because that's something that I really enjoy, is, being able to play games with friends and not only enjoy it, but also like look back onto it. Because when I look back on a lot of my old Twitch streams and a lot of my old videos, like my TF2 videos, I genuinely loved making that content. Editing it was a different story, because that takes a lot of energy, and generally speaking, it makes me extremely stressed out when I have to edit stuff. But I don't know, man. That's the kind of content that makes me extremely happy, and I would love to do Twitch streaming again and do it more as a hobby, and do like inconsistent streams, or maybe have a schedule like where I could stream once or twice a week after I come home from work, and I can just hang out with friends or my girlfriend and, just generally do something on stream. It would be so much fun to be able to do that again, and like, while I wouldn't be taking it very seriously, like, it's just a period of time where I could just be, talking with people. And I know the environment of Twitch right now is terrible, but, I'd be willing to, try it out again and see if I could do something, because if you guys are genuinely still interested in watching me as a creator, I would be so down to do that. And if you guys want to see, videos on this channel still, like, I would love to make the effort to create stuff, as long as it is something that I feel that is fun and worthwhile for myself. Anyways, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the constant support of this channel. I'm not going to delete the Minecraft videos. If you guys were scared that I was going to delete them, don't worry, I'm not going to. So yeah, that content's gonna stay on this channel, and as for my media inclusion for Imagine Fun, I don't know if I'm going to be making any other videos for the Imagine Fun channel anytime soon, or at all, but if I do, you'll definitely see it. Anyways, the future of this channel very much up to speculation. But anyways, thank you guys so much. I'll stop dragging on, and I appreciate you all, and I hope to see you soon, and I will post any updates that I have for this channel in the future. Anyways, have a good one. I really don't know what else to say. Anyways, goodbye!